This special episode of the Jaking Off Show is made possible through the Stereo app. I riff with comedian and scientist Nicki Fuchs on various subjects submitted by listeners live, and you can join the conversation by downloading the Stereo app and following me at Jake L. Bassey on the Stereo app to stay updated on future shows. This episode is the first of its kind on the Jaking Off Show, and it is audio only. I think this is something with potential, so send me your feedback. You guys know how to reach me. Remember to share and tell your friends, and support the show by subscribing on YouTube, press the bells and buttons, and support me on Patreon so I don't have to work at restaurants anymore. Thank you and enjoy.
You need to go in on some of these Star Wars chats and fucking make messages of that noise. That's so funny.
I actually have a friend that does a Star Wars chat on this Stereo app, which is kind of like the reason why I wanted to do it, is because that was how I found out. I'm like, oh, she's talking about Star Wars and like 90s bands. I'm like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing.
Right.
And I looked at the app and I'm like, her and everybody's mother is doing this too. So now this is like a whole big fucking thing now. But yeah, I was a huge like Star Wars nerd, and I fuck with it. I'm just not hardcore enough to like dress up and go to the cons. Like, I like deodorant, you know. I like smelling good, and those nerd cons are a bit much.
Yeah,
it's just too much. Like, I like this stuff too, but I don't bleed it.
Yeah, I made one post, I don't know, a few years ago about not understanding pop culture behind Star Wars, but I could tell you about the P53 cellular pathway that causes cancer in humans and animals. And that's relatable, right? Can somebody talk to me about that? And I lost a friend over that.
Why?
That
because
was
they learned something?
No, because they were mad that I was shitting on Star Wars. But I wasn't
boo.
even really shitting on Star Wars. It was so weird.
You can love Star Wars as much as the next person, but God, purists are just annoying people in general, because Star Wars is not perfect.
I agree.
It's not perfect. It has its flaws. You know, there's the prequels and all that. A lot of people talk shit about the prequels. My cousin loves it, and we argue with each other over it, but we don't cancel each other because something we don't like sucks or whatever. Get over it. Sorry, go outside, eat an apple, go play Star Wars outside and lose some of that weight, Jabba. I could have a conversation about it, but I just can't go too deep, because then I'm challenging the other person to how much do you know Star Wars, and it's this whole anime push up the glasses, I know more than you, and it's this fucking nerd war.
Yeah.
Because you have that conversation with someone who's way into it, and it's just, what have I walked into?
Hey, one listener, send us a message with a riffing topic.
What up?
We would love your input. We'll riff on it and make jokes about it. If you please just participate.
Wonderful.
All right.
Wonderful.
So, waiting for this person, hopefully, who will send a message. I pulled a topic from the thing. Do you want me to read it?
Go for it.
Okay, shit, I fucking lost it already. God, these fucking cell phones. All right, pull it up. Well, then you do yours real quick.
All right. If there was an extra hour every day, what would you do with it?
Oh, God. If there was an extra hour every day, the first thing that comes to mind is I would actually just try to masturbate. Intentional masturbation to just relieve the stress, of the whole day. But then, because sometimes I just can't even find that time for myself during a normal 24-hour period. Or I'll have to
shower masturbation.
Can't do it. It's not even a thing. I have to be in my bed. It's very weird for me. I can only do it one way. It's
it's the singular task. It's not a multitasking thing.
Well, unless I'm working from home and I get an urge, and then I'll be oh, let me just close my computer real quick and run to my room. Oh, look, we have a message.
Like the bean.
Let me play the message.
I feel very called out.
Well, you're our only listener.
Hi. That's all I can say right now.
Hi.
Hey, what's
Okay,
up,
well,
dude? Called out how, man?
because we asked him. So just think about it and keep listening. Please don't
Yeah,
leave
it's
us.
just
We
you and me,
need you
dog.
here.
It's just the three of us. It's just
um,
the three of us.
and we will give you an idea of like how this works, right? Like how Jake just gave me a topic and I tried to like be funny, but it didn't
Mm-hmm.
really work this time. But you know, hey, maybe you laughed and I don't know.
I got a rebuttal on the extra hour. I would use
Good.
it to either sleep or if I can get it, or honestly, like to dovetail off of your answer, the question of masturbation.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that alone time is important. It really is. And in the time of
Yeah.
the Rona, dating and getting busy with somebody isn't really like in the cards. So
I
you got to
know.
rub one off.
Actually, let me add more to that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Go ahead.
decided to start. I decided to start online dating. I would maybe even dedicate a full hour to swiping left on all these motherfuckers on Tinder. You know, like I
Oh, Benny,
really
it's LA
would.
too. Because I'm
Oh
from
yeah, they're
there.
terrible.
I'm from there,
Oh,
so
you
you get a
are?
lot of like idiots.
Yeah,
I don't know.
basically.
It's because like I mean I do the online dating too. I mean there's a lot of septum piercings, dude. There's a lot
That's
of
not
that.
for women, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
a
know.
lot of
I don't
septum
know for
piercings for
dudes.
women. Well, we play for different teams. What are some common pictures that you see?
Well, I am bisexual,
Okay.
so
Oh, all right.
I guess I don't make that like fairly known. And yes, I would say that and they always have like purple or teal hair, don't you think? Like
Purple or teal
they
hair.
always have
Those
like
are the ones I go
yeah.
for. Because I'm like, oh, you've had a psychotic breakdown before. Swipe.
That's so
You've
funny,
changed your
but
hair.
maybe true.
Mm-hmm. I
Maybe
don't know. My
true, maybe
cousin's
not
changed her hair
true.
4 times, and she's had like a significant break once or twice.
I
But I don't
mean,
know.
I
Just
used to
by
have like
association.
I had 15 inches of my hair cut off because of a mushroom trip. So
Oh,
Be-
I think you posted something like that. You posted I think you lifted your arm up like you were doing a bicep curl, but it was like the lack of tattoos on that arm at the time. And then I'm like,
yeah.
is that? And then I'm looking at the hair, and go, oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
her. You
know.
look very
It's
different.
crazy. I
Like, did you
do. All right, let
shave
me
it?
play
Like,
this message.
did you
I
go do it?
did. I can tell the story, but I want to play this message
Go
first.
ahead.
For the gay people on Tinder or any other dating website, it's just them with absolutely no face. It's just maybe just a shirtless pic or, just like some
So
random
true.
meme. And I just hate those profiles so much.
Oh
Those people who
no.
fucking show their abs and then have like some dumb fucking grainy ass meme, get the fuck off Tinder. What are you doing? Like, get the
Show your
fuck
fucking
out of
face,
here.
dude. That's not like I don't know.
Because
I mean,
I know, that's also not just gay people. That's like straight men who are only there to fuck. They will do that. And I'm like, but if you want to get laid, like, I need to see your face.
mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
honestly
like, don't.
I have Tinder and Bumble and Hinge, Cringe, I call it, like basically to troll at this point because I just don't care anymore. I just don't care
Yeah.
anymore.
I
It's
I
not
just
worth it.
want I want a quarantine boo for 2021. That's literally all I want. I just want
Mm-hmm.
somebody who can like come over after work and like I just want to have like a regular sex life. Like that is literally all I ask for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a personal level.
Oh yeah, I agree with
You
you.
know,
I agree with you.
like I'm just like
It'd be fun.
over like right, like I'm over like the sporadic like every 3 to 6 months like random sexual experience. Like I'm kind of over that. It's scary.
I haven't
And
been
I know
laid
that.
since Trump has been in office.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I
that's
grabbed 0 pussy.
years.
Yeah, I grabbed 0 pussy. I think
Gee.
I hooked up with a chick like March 2016. Yeah.
But you're not
Yeah.
a Trump supporter, right? Because that might be why.
Well, she was, and that didn't like, make us stop seeing each other, but
Mm.
that it's
Mm.
been that way ever since. And I was like, Focus on other stuff.
You might just not be trying too hard. Yeah, you might just not be even trying it. Or
I'm not
it's just
really
not a priority.
trying. I mean, I just
Yeah.
I've been on dates and stuff, but like I haven't gotten my dick wet since he was elected.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right, let me
Sorry
play
to be
this.
so crass.
For the dating web.
No, you're good.
Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Red Penji, it's us. Don't feel like you can't talk to us. All right, here we go.
I say that one girl you went on a date with just cursed you.
Oh yeah.
She
for
cursed
sure.
your dick.
I've
She
been
cursed your
hexed
dick.
by the Trump supporting witch.
I want to take what he just said and turn it into a riffing topic about if you could put a curse on anybody, what would it be and why?
Oh man, I'm a pacifist. I'm not like, I don't know. Who would I put a curse on? Man, it would have to be somebody that would do me wrong. Spicy asshole
Trump?
for all of eternity.
That would be the curse.
Yeah, spicy
that's
asshole.
a
Like,
really
not torture.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Just not fun. And you can't get rid of it. It's never going to go away.
That's
Spicy
actually
asshole.
that's a really good joke premise you should write down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
I
Where's
think.
my notebook? Where's my notebook?
Yeah, write that shit down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Red Penji's next message.
I am an extreme introvert, and I am new to this website, and I don't know how to do this. I feel like an old lady.
That's okay,
That's
man.
great. Well,
this is only my second talk, brother.
I'm here to teach y'all. I'm here to teach y'all. It's not. I think the cool thing about this app is like we don't have to see each other's like faces or anything other than these really really sexy avatars that turn me on. Like
everybody's got
I've
perfect
literally
teeth, perfect hair.
They do, and faces. I'm like on here like scrolling, like looking at some of these people who are following me, like damn.
Yeah, like
yes.
no
like,
zits, everything.
Where do you live?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, second listener.
Yo.
We would love you to provide messages on riffing topics, and we'll make jokes. So if you want to participate, Red Penji, he's been doing great so far. And yeah, and when there aren't any,
okay,
yeah. So the curse thing.
Yeah, what's your
me?
Curse?
I don't know. I would have to say I'm thinking like an awkwardly curved penis.
Oh boy, awkwardly curved.
If you ghost me, yeah, like uncomfortably, so like you have problems with your sex life for the rest of your life.
Like you got to come at it from the side.
Like it's almost like no matter what happens, you like the person that you are having sex with your awkwardly shaped penis is not happy, and like basically you'll never have a good sex life because you ghosted me.
Oh no, I got ghosted by a goth chick that works at a crematorium. Dude, I'm a fucking medium, straight up.
That's another premise you should write down.
I already wrote it down.
Good. We have 2 messages. Let me play them.
Okay, I just got an idea. Jake, what happens if stereo is your line of way to get more pussy? That's iconic.
I mean, if social distance sex is cool, then I'm all for it, man. But I mean, you don't know where these people are. I'm in Oklahoma, so everybody's a fucking single parent. I'm not trying to be a stepdad right away, man.
What do you mean? Your avatar looks like you're a stepdad. You look like you already are with that. What is that thing called?
A beard?
No, it's the other thing. It's like the connection piece. God, what do they call
that? The headphones, the beanie?
No. It is the beard, but it's like the mustache and then the under the lip thing.
Oh, that's a soul patch.
There we go.
Yeah, by itself, it's a soul patch, but it's part of the complete piece of the beard when you have the soul patch in. It's a flavor saver, is what it is.
That's also like the number one thing all stepdads have in Oklahoma City, though. So
the flavor saver, hands down.
Yeah.
All these guys. Their hands are dirty. This is like kind of a do-it-yourself, like kind of like half Republican, half Democrat. Like it's literally OKC is split down the middle, country and city at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like the beard part is the Democrat, and the mustache and the flavor patch is the fucking Republican in you.
Yeah,
You know?
sure.
I don't
Why
know.
not?
All
I'll
right,
take
we
it.
have another message. Let's play it.
Wait a minute. You mean girls don't like the awkward curve? I'm just saying.
No. I wasn't saying that. I was saying a curve. Hi, Vader, by the way. Meet Jake. He also likes Star Wars. Maybe you guys can have conversations about it. Maybe
Mhm.
not on this riffing channel because I cannot riff on Star Wars because I will make both of y'all mad.
That's
I don't know
okay.
about, Red Pen G. He might not like Star Wars. I'm not sure.
I think he was referring to the curved penis.
No, I know. I just went off. But the curved penis thing is like, maybe it's not the good curve. It's the bad curve.
There is like a bit of a curve, not to overshare, but I have a slight curve, but it's like concave. So it's still like, it's doable and it's not like weird, like you can't hang a coat on it. But there's definitely some like medical thing. I don't know. Ask Dr. Drew. But there's definitely like your curse would be overly curved like a J.
Honestly, I'm picturing like a fucking Z, like you got a broken dick and now you can never use it again because you ghosted my ass.
Work.
Okay.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds
exactly.
painful. That's like
Exactly.
an accordion. Ugh.
Yeah.
That just made me quiver with fear.
Hey, Patrick. Just so you know, we're taking messages for riffing topics, and if you want to give us some topics, we'll make jokes about it. I'm gonna play this message.
Okay, to be honest, I love Star Wars, but there's a lot of things wrong with the whole, universe, and especially the sequel movies. Anyways, yeah, you can riff on Star Wars. I don't fucking care. I'm ready for it.
Well, man,
I don't
not
want
only is the Star Wars universe fucked in his opinion, ours is kind of fucked too.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
relatable.
It's relatable. I'll say this about the sequels. They're the remakes with another coat of paint. They're pretty to look at and they're very good, but it's kind of like, Disney makes too much money, so they don't really have to worry about the story,
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about originality. It's just, look, the kids like it. It makes a lot of money. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Did you see Avatar?
No, I'm a piece of shit.
The naked blue people?
I didn't. I'm a piece of shit, you guys.
That's okay.
There's just certain things I just can't watch. And
naked blue people isn't one of them.
Maybe, yeah, because like, I'm sure it has a really great message. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it's not it's copied it's copied like 5 movies.
But also, like, I'm not ready for a 3-hour fucking movie about blue people. Like, please, I think it's like a pretty long movie, right?
Yeah, 3 hours is a lot. Like one of the Avengers movies was like 3 hours. Like, we can't do this.
The Endgame, yeah.
I have a large soda here. I'm gonna pee like twice.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be like mid exploit what's the word, exposition.
Yeah, when they should like put little breaks in between those movies. I do like them though. Me and my friends would go and we would drink mushroom tea and then like go watch Marvel movies.
Mushroom tea?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, we have 2 messages. Let me play them.
What if it's like shaped like a lowercase I and the head just free floats ahead of it?
That's fucking hilarious. Like Lorena Bobbitt's like she took a chomp and then like somehow the head healed and it's I don't know.
Like a salamander's tail, a regeneration.
So gross. Okay,
but would you have complained if the Notebook was 3 hours?
Oh shit. Shots fired.
Damn, you got jokes, Vader. Maybe you gotta come on this riffing theme.
My girlfriend in high school made me watch The Notebook with her. Made me watch it. And she was like, "You don't emote. I want to see you cry." And I'm like, "Bitch." Oh, I cried.
You cried?
Enjoy it. Oh, I cried. God, it was just like, what the fuck? Like, it just got the waterworks going. She just wanted to see me like not be stoic for a minute. And I was like, you just wanted to put me through this. Like, she wasn't even watching the movie. She was watching me react to the movie.
Well, she'd probably seen it before then. That's why.
She had seen it many, many times before.
Yeah.
And I could see out of the corner
Yeah.
of my eye that she was like staring at me. I'm like, can we just like, can you watch this with me?
Honestly, I've only seen it once and I barely remember it. I'm not like that kind of girl either, Vader.
Yeah.
I'm not like a Notebook
I mean, I got
kind
a
of
head
girl.
out of it, so that's why I watched it.
That's why you fucking cried.
Yeah.
You knew that you
I'm like,
would.
if I don't cry, she's not going to give me head, so I got to fucking force the tears
God
out.
damn it.
Oh,
my
man, this
God.
is one of the greatest writing exercises of my life.
Okay, here's a good one.
Mhm.
Unless we get any more messages from Red Pen G or Vader, I'm going to give another riffing topic out.
Go
please
for it.
think of some. What was the biggest thing you have ever won?
Does it count if I won it and then lost it?
Tell the story. That's what I want to know. How'd you win
I-
something then lose something? That's pretty
I won,
shitty.
and it was kind of like, it was almost like really good timing in a sense, because this happened right before the lockdown. I won a contest to go to Florida for like free tickets, free room and board. The plane ticket wasn't covered, but it was a contest for like not a contest. It was like a festival for podcasts. And it was basically, it's just a nerd con with a bunch of people that have podcasts. Like, what even the fuck is that? And it was just a giant like networking event, and it was going to be held in Orlando, Florida, from March 9th to March 12th. And that's kind of when we weren't so sure about this fucking virus thing, and I'm like, do I really want to go on a plane right now? Like, and so
Not to Florida.
I turned it. I don't want to say I turned it down, because I ended up spending plane tickets on seeing family for a week. And then it got crazy, and then I came back, but that's a whole other story. But I won this contest, and then the plane tickets were more than I thought. Even though I won free room and board, a free 4-day pass, which is like a $500 to $1,000 value. The plane tickets alone were kind of like too much, and it was going to cut into my rainy day fund, so I just didn't do it. Yeah,
that's a bummer.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad it happened though, because I think I would have got the Ronas.
Yeah, if you literally, did you know this is like a thing? If you literally step foot in Florida, you get Rona in your booty hole. So that's like a whole thing. I don't even
not
wanna
even
talk about it.
surprised. Not even surprised.
It's just immediate upon arrival, Rona booty hole.
Not even Corona.
Hey, hope you guys are doing well. I just checked y'all out. I'm starting the stand-up thing. I did my first stand-up, sit down, whatever, a few weeks ago, and checked out both of y'all's Instas. Definitely funny.
We are hilarious.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thanks, man. We are hilarious, and you will quote everything we say.
Look. I'm not as cocky as this motherfucker, but thank you. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. All of you 3 listeners on here, if you follow us on Stereo app, we will follow you back.
Yes, we will.
And then just keep giving us topics so we can have a good time. And then also, the other cool thing I like to say is if you also want to riff on the topic like Vader was doing, we enjoy that too, because then that like pushes the energy further. I would love to hear more about your first time doing stand-up, Patrick. Why don't you send us another message?
In all honesty, I've been dying to make a podcast myself, and I don't know if I can do it, but who knows?
Boy,
but
you
maybe
can do it.
I downloaded Stereo because I wanted to see what it would be like to go up against live audience. That just terrifies me.
Well, you should definitely do it as a form of, not necessarily to be funny, but to just practice talking to other people. I am very socially anxious in nature. The first time I ever did stand up, I was 14. It was like a summer program at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. And it wasn't about getting interested in stand up. It was about public speaking more so. Just being up in front of people and just talking. Only this time we have to make them laugh. And it was just an exercise, and I ended up liking it. And I'm very nervous. I have like I'm very close to like having panic attacks before I go on stage still. But to Patrick, who's barely been doing stand up, like keep doing it. To the last message we got, do it because it will help you battle these demons that we all have.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just to add to what Jake said, Red Penji, the easiest fucking way to start doing a podcast, because I'm the same way. Like, I don't listen. Don't judge me, you guys, but I'm very like how you were saying at the beginning of our conversation, like you're not into like you're just like an old man when it comes to the internet and stuff. Like, as a comedian, I find that I don't want to be influenced by other people's ideas or opinions. So I tend to actually not listen to podcasts or watch stand up specials, which might not be like the best way to go about it. But for me, I find that I can be very influenced by somebody else's voice, and then I can't find my own voice or like their tone or whatever, like, and so I kind of just have begun to steer away from that. But the addition to that was I also, because of our friend Christy Jake, was like, I told her about this podcast idea I had because it was a comedy show. So before Corona, I co-produced 2 shows called Unsolicited, and basically it was a comedy show where comedians brought unsolicited dick pics. We made a we made a PowerPoint slide out of these unsolicited dick pics, and then each comedian would fucking do a whole set on the unsolicited dick pics that they brought. Yeah, and people were fucking loving it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and we got like a really good turnout by the last fucking one was right before Rona started, or it was a Valentine's Day edition. So I was like, Christy was like, you should just turn it into a podcast and talk about it. And she was like, you should do it with this person that I am good friends with, who had to move out of LA. So it was like, well, how do we do this? Because she doesn't live in LA. She lives in Ohio right now. And I kept hearing about this stereo app, and I was like, okay, like, I don't know if I can commit to like fully fucking like uploading podcasts and like editing and da 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 da. But what I can commit to is meeting every week at the same time and literally for 1 hour dedicating to this content, right? And we've been doing it, and every time we're getting more and more listeners. And I feel like this is a good way to start the podcast because, one, you can download your content offline and upload it to other platforms. And 2, you can get people to follow you off Stereo app if they really like the content. So if you make a podcast that people would really like, they'll follow you off they will literally listen to your podcast off Stereo app. So I think we want to build a following from doing Stereo app and then transition to, whatever. So that's
totally the move. That's the move. As long as you're passionate of what you want to discuss, then people will follow, because being passionate about something that you want to talk about automatically makes you interesting. So you really don't have to worry about anything else. And fuck money, fuck the game. Netflix ain't signing checks. Just do it because you love doing it. And just, you have passionate conversations with your friends all the time about stuff that you both like. That's a podcast if you record it.
Exactly.
A podcast is basically just a hang.
Yeah. And it's like,
man.
Yeah. Oh, we have 2 messages. Let me play them.
Somebody basically invited me that I met on Stereo. I live in Dallas, so I drove 3 hours to Austin, and I did stand up in somebody's apartment. Felt a little bit like I wasn't gonna walk out at the end, but it's not like hey, the comedy show's in the basement. Get there. It's like, why am I putting these chains on? No, it was they built like a nice little set in their apartment, and they've been doing it now, and I help them promote it every now and then. The Comedy Couch is what it's called, and they got it streaming on Twitch and stuff. And she's doing it like once or twice a month, and it's really great. And I actually, like, if you guys go to my YouTube there, you'll be able to see the video. So feel free to check that out. Followed you both on Insta, by the way.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Got you, man. I'm in.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
check it
in.
out. That sounds really fucking cool. Everybody's going to Austin. This is literally
Yeah.
insane.
It's all Joe Rogan's
It's
fault.
insane. It really is.
It's his
It
fault.
really fucking is. All right, next message.
I totally dig that. I know some writers who, when they sit down, they're ready to start writing a book or a short story or something, they'll wait. They won't read somebody else's work for 6 months to a year because they're afraid they might accidentally pick up something they're doing. You got it, girl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's sponge braining is what that is.
Yeah. And I want to be my most authentic self, and the only way I know how to do that is not to fucking incorporate other people's I would say like famous or like very influential people's content into my life, into my daily life, into my daily listenings and whatever I'm doing.
And that's why you don't listen to podcasts a whole lot, right? Because
yes.
you don't want to accidentally you think that's your thought, but maybe you fell asleep to like a podcast or something and it like entered your brain somehow,
It's not like the smartest way to think about it, but it makes me, it's like I want to be a contributor. I don't want to be necessarily a listener in the grand scheme of things, right?
Right, correct.
The only reason I'm doing it on Stereo App is to support people that I like. I think it's a bit different because it's very conversational on here. And also, the more you listen and participate with other people, the more you get out of it, right? So I know that's very greedy in a sense, but this is the only way I know how to keep going during a fucking global pandemic.
Well, that's also like everybody wins. Everybody
Yeah.
wins. Now that everyone has a podcast now, unlike 10 years ago where it was a web series, it's now been replaced by podcasts. So only with worse production value. And everybody's got one, and everybody wins when you have a growing audience. It's I don't think it's a selfish thing per se, because I take you as a good person and you have kindness in your heart. We want to be the healers as well. We want to make people laugh. We want to entertain people. And it's hard to do in the situation. And if you're starting stand-up during this time, holy shit.
Holy shit. Holy shit. That's also a thing I was thinking, like, how, like, could you imagine starting out as like a Zoom comedian?
No. A friend of mine
Holy shit.
A friend of mine wanted to start doing comedy, and she had been sitting on it for 2 years. And I'm like, I don't want your first stand-up experience to be like a virtual one. Here's some open mics that I know about in LA. I told her about Carol's thing, and I was like, okay, that's there for you, so you can kind of get a taste of what stand-up is. I don't want it to be like, stand up in an apartment. Cool, that's fun. You know what that is? That's a dinner party.
Yeah.
That's a dinner party. And
Right.
it's an expression of art. But starting off in this situation, major props to you, man, because man, the game is going to change for you again. And people who were doing it before are going to be like, oh, whew, we can do this again. But it's going to be a while.
Yeah, it is. All right, next message.
I got to warn you both on my stand up, the way I dressed. I'm a flashy bitch. That's what I am. I'm a flashy bitch. I love that. I love dressing up. I love coordinating myself. So that's what it is.
You don't have to hide yourself
on us.
Right. Oh, Alex Hooper.
Hooper. Yeah. Did I say Hopper? I meant Hooper.
Yeah.
That guy.
Hey.
He dresses up.
You should direct that lady towards me, Jake, if she lives in LA. I live in LA.
Oh yeah, that's where the traffic is. That's where the traffic is. Even though like comedy's dying and stuff, but it's around. It's crawling around the floor.
If she is really interested, we can work together. So I do a lot of writers groups. Before the pandemic hit, I was hosting an all women's writers group for comedy. So, like, I've been doing this for 6 years, and I'm always here to help other women, especially newer ones who need to kind of navigate the scene. So,
oh yeah, it's definitely harder.
Yeah,
for sure.
It is. All right, next
Yeah.
message.
So one of the things about it was everybody in the audience was wearing masks. There was actually an audience here. And me being good at public speaking like I am, yeah, I was a little nervous because I've never done stand-up jokes before and I've never written material, but I did it and it worked out really well. And on top of that, you didn't get to read body language like you normally would. Like when I'm doing an engagement where I speak to people, I can read body language, but this wasn't the instance to be able to do that. But I made it work. I adapted it, and I very quickly watched eyes and body language.
That's
That
right,
shit's
man.
hard.
Adapt and overcome. The shows at Bricktown, like there's people that wear masks at their table, and I agree. It's even still difficult to engage an authentic reaction. I'm someone that will laugh at something, but it won't be like audible laughter unless it's like I'm dying on the floor laughing. I'm hard to get.
Yeah, same here. Like you
Yeah,
have
like
to
the joke is good, but you won't see that through my physicality.
right. Like they'll be like, "Oh, damn, that was like really good," but I'm not like laughing. Kind of, like that's kind of. I'm more thinking about like the mechanics behind what this person is saying and like how they're saying it. I'm watching them, so.
Yeah, I
but
watch for
I also
absurdity.
yeah, I also just try to like make like if I do think it's funny, I will try to like let my body language and stuff know that like the people know that.
Oh yeah, the knee slapping,
Yeah.
leaning back, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Crawling, like what gets me, my physicality is that I will literally like I'll cover my mouth and laugh like really loudly, but inside. But that's because the joke is like really fucked up and heinous, and that's my shit. And I feel like
I love those too.
I feel
Those
like
are my
I out
favorite too.
myself by laughing at like one that was just I heard a joke. Oh god, it had me dying on the floor. It was about the Kobe Bryant's death and how he died in a helicopter crash. And the joke was like, "Oh, you can be rich and you can't get out of LA traffic." And I was just, "Oh no!"
Oh, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up.
I was slain, and I grew up watching Kobe Bryant. Like that's a fucked up joke, and I was like, "Oh god!" But it got me. It got me good.
So we have, oh man, we had 4 listeners. Now we have 3. If you guys want to send us riffing topics, I know we're kind of getting off topic by talking about comedy, but it's still within the realm of comedy. So I'm not like whatever, but I would love for you guys to really help us because this helps us practice our craft. Like this is my open mic for the day, so.
Oh yeah.
But I also love hearing people talking about their experiences with comedy, and then you can also riff on the topics. So I'm going to play this next message.
I do feel like that comedy is sadly dying because, everybody's too sensitive and now everybody's getting cancel cultured. So I'm really impressed that you guys are doing stand-up, not only because of, just being in front of a fucking crowd, but also just not being canceled.
Do not fear the cancellations. Don't fear it. You haven't written the pilot yet, man. You're not going to get canceled. You're fine.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about Jake. I don't know about your content, but nothing that I really talk about is cancelable. And that's not necessarily just because I make it that way. That's just because I, like you said, like I'm a kind-hearted, good person. And I feel like
you want to be mindful for sure,
right.
But also like jokes that might be sensitive to one person. It's for comedians, they're never out of malice. Someone could take it that way, which is unfortunate. Which is it's change the channel. It's not your flavor, but
right.
It's never out of malice. Like my type of humor is dark and fucked up, and very racy at sometimes, and it doesn't, if it comes off that way, like that sucks. I got a conversation. I got a topic here for us.
Okay.
Speaking of the senses, and this goes in really well. Would you rather be blind or deaf?
Oh God, that's so hard. Well, at least if I were blind, I could still hear and do stand-up comedy.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel
And you
like
don't
if
have
it were
to,
the other way, around, you know,
yeah, you couldn't hear stuff. You couldn't.
you're
There's no like sign language interpreter for comedy. Like you ever see those news conferences where there's like
right.
someone to the side like flailing about like I'd rather be blind and like not see and not see
Yeah.
the flailing because that's a tough one to understand. I knew a deaf kid when I was little, and I only
I
knew how
my
to
first
say.
my
Go
first
ahead.
crush my first crush was on a deaf kid.
Oh, was it like a
Yeah.
hearing aid or he could kind of talk or like just full on mute? Like what level of deaf?
I mean, we never really talked because, you know, I was like I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6, and he was like hot. He was like hot deaf kid. Like
Oh my goodness.
I know, isn't that fucking weird?
He
But
doesn't
we
have
like
to listen to you complain.
but also like yeah, we never talked because I didn't know fucking sign language, you know?
Oh. Yeah, I knew a
So,
deaf kid when I was around that age too. Didn't have a crush on him or nothing, but his name was Willie, and we would play with toys and stuff, and be like toddlers and shit. And all I knew how to say was "please" and "thank you," "stop" and "how are you." But I don't remember how are you goes. It, and I've seen like deaf people in like customer service, and if I can get out the thank you sign, they're like, "Oh shit, you know," and then they start talking to me. I'm like, no, just a little.
yeah,
Stop
I guess
looking at me.
I feel bad. Like I should
Yeah.
definitely know more. And we should have interpreters, but we should have interpreters at comedy shows, but it's also like how do you interpret the fucking like the
Oh, there's
natural like
delivery,
pauses and
there's cadence. There's like sometimes the way you
yeah.
say something is funnier than what is actually being said.
Oh,
You know.
most of the time.
Uh-huh.
That's like most of the,
Yeah,
most of the time that's how it
exactly,
is.
exactly. Like I would read a joke that's like I'm friends with comics on Facebook, and they would like litmus test a joke or whatever, and I would go like, okay, that reads funny, but it's like a
Right.
pun,
Yeah,
and
well.
those
Yeah.
don't always sell. I don't know. It really depends on your timing, with certain material. But yeah, dude, I would go blind for sure.
But
Wouldn't
the
have to
thing
see the
about
shit
being
show.
blind is like then you can't like make sure I always go to sex, but like I like to like look at a wiener before it like goes inside of me, you know?
Uh-huh. You kind of have to get.
like you
Is it
know,
big? Is it
like
small?
well,
No, we gotta
you
find
can
out.
touch it, but like let's just make there's no herpes on it. Like
Right.
how are
Oh
you
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
you know, like I don't know, maybe like hidden warts or something that you can't really I don't know.
There's
That
advantages
would be
disadvantages to it.
yeah, there are I mean obviously
I have
it's a hard thing.
this is kind of a bold statement, and I half don't believe it, but I have like premonitions in my dreams, and
Uh-huh.
Christy has told me that that is considered psychic ability. So if
Yeah,
I lost a sense, it would still be like a fifth sense, you know?
true.
Like,
True.
would you lose an ability? Would you lose a sense to gain that? Like, what would you sacrifice to have like telepathy or something like that?
What would I sacrifice?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I definitely wouldn't pick taste. Food is too good.
Oh, I was thinking smell.
Smell? You'd get rid of smell to be like psychic?
Mm.
Then you have to telepathically ask them, describe the smell to me. And they're like, what?
Right. Well, if you were like psychic, you would know what the smell was anyways. I don't know. I have no idea.
A telepathic smell. How would you know the smell and
Well,
not
that is
know?
a real thing, you know, where there might not be a smell, but there's like a trigger in your brain that actually makes you think that you smell something.
Yeah.
It's like a disease.
I've smelled things that take me back to certain memories. Like I would smell
Oh, yeah.
a bottle of cheap Russian vodka and go, college. Yeah.
And then you gag because that's what I did.
A little bit, yeah.
I literally like made myself sick off of every type of liquor in college, and so every time I sniff one, I almost want to vomit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like out of a plastic bottle, like you can smell the difference.
Like, do you remember like 151?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bacardi.
Oh my fucking God. That
I
like
spit
even just like
flames.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what my friend used to do, and we would like take shots, and then you wouldn't know what you did for the next 8 hours. Like
Right.
one time I ran into a tree. Like, oh my God. It was just
Oh,
the stories that I have. All right, we have a message though. Let's play it.
You're looking at the cup as half empty. If there are like herpes or warts on the penis, think of that as like ribbed for your pleasure. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's ribbed for your pleasure and it's pinching at you.
Oh my God. No. Because then, ew, no. Vader, you have it all wrong. You have it all wrong.
I've definitely
You have it all
had
wrong.
me an Arby's sandwich before that seemed a little bumpy, but I didn't get nothing from it.
Ew. You should write that down.
I did.
Okay.
It's in something called the Red Wing story, which is even more disgusting.
Oh, look, you got some claps from that.
Oh, lovely.
Probably
I feel
Vader.
validated.
Yeah.
Do you have a notebook in front of you?
No, it's sitting to my left over here.
Well, I've got it sitting on my lap, and I already jotted down the notebook film, the putting a curse on someone, spicy asshole. This is a really good exercise, Nikki. I can't thank you enough for letting me talk to you on this.
Of course, yeah. This is my open mic right now. Like, I don't know what else to do,
But we get so much time.
I know, it's fucking awesome.
Here's something. I learned stand up from a guy that had a duo act. Do you have a hot take on duo acts?
What is that even?
Two comedians at the same time talking.
Oh, like
they split material.
The Sklar brothers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Or the best one I can think of right now is like Flight of the Conchords or like Abbott and Costello. Like that was kind of a duo act.
Yeah. I actually had a duo act, but it was like musical comedy, and we were called the Dead Moms Club, and we made songs. We made really fucked up songs about our family. Like we had this song called Bad Dad, and we had we had a song called Dead Mom, but then we broke up, and yeah, we don't talk to each other anymore. So
that's too bad. Was the ukulele involved?
Sometimes,
because that's if it's a dark premise with a ukulele, that makes it even better.
Yes,
because it just sounds so nice and blissful, but it's like what you're saying is the opposite.
Yeah, I wish I remembered some of the lyrics. Hey, we have some messages. Let me play them.
Go for it.
One sniff of vodka and I will literally gag. It's so bad. It was just one awful night where me and a friend were doing shots every time a certain thing happens in the Avatar movie. Yeah, not the blue aliens, but the Airbender movie that everybody hates. We did that and we were wasted within 15 minutes, and I can never smell vodka or look at vodka the same way.
You sat through the last Airbender live action? Why would you do that to yourself?
I mean, he had to get really fucked up, and he probably will never watch it again. Like, he literally got so fucked up. Here's my
I didn't
thing.
Even give it a chance. Go ahead.
Obviously, me neither. But I am 33 years old. Shots aren't even like a thing for me anymore. Like, I just can't. It's just like too much, Like, I just can't. Yeah. I'll sip on a whiskey, sure.
Mm-hmm. Vodka by itself, like, ugh, God, this needs to go with something. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I've been sober for 3 years, so I still remember those days.
Sober from alcohol?
Yeah, just from alcohol. I smoke weed, which, like, is that sober? Like, is it? It's not a problem.
No.
Alcohol is a problem.
Yeah, I think it's just up to you. I'm going through my own motions with my consumption and self-medication. So I have no judgments on, I'm actually taking a break from alcohol and weed this week because the pandemic has made me completely turn into somebody that I've never seen before.
Oh yeah, God, I was hitting vape pens every day.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely smoke weed every day.
Yeah, and I took a break. I took about like 3 weeks off of it just to like rebalance my brain, and I switched back to flour.
I won't even do. Yeah, I won't even do oil anymore. I just can't. I'm an only flour gal. Yeah, I'm an only.
Did you ever do dab rigs?
Yeah, and I didn't like them. I don't
Yeah.
like that shit.
Not
That's
a
like
fan.
fucking crack for your head. Like,
Jesus
I'm not
Christ.
about
Like,
it.
oh, great. I'm going to make a brulee now. I better not disappoint the family.
Also, that, like, if you have to do a drug that has to use a fucking blowtorch, you have a fucking problem. You have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay?
The rig setup is more expensive than the fucking drug itself.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm not like judging, right? Because like I said, like I have my own demons, but like anything that uses a blowtorch, you know, like let's just like
find the balance. Let's
just think about it. You're on drugs with
Yeah.
a blowtorch. Like what is gonna fucking happen to your hair and eyebrows? Like
just the furthest I'll go is bong rips for Jesus. That's it. You know, I'll go bong rips. And I did coke once and I hated it, but like, you know, that's bong rips is that's my ceiling.
Yeah. Oh,
Dab
we have 2
rigs,
messages.
yeah.
Let's play the messages.
Okay, do you know how to set your show up so it shows up on the board so everyone can see that you're on?
Vader, no, please tell us how.
Tell us your secrets. Tell us your marketing secrets. If I were to guess, we would have to be verified.
No, because Vader, I always somehow pop into Vader's shows. Like whenever I turn on Stereo app, he's always like the one. And I don't know if that's just because like I follow him, but Vader, please tell us.
Oh, never mind. I see. You know how to do it. You guys aren't showing up on the live board.
Huh.
I don't know. I don't understand. Please explain how we do that because I need to do that for all my shows that I have. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Show info, block, all this stuff. I don't. That's another can of worms that we'd have to figure out. Like, I bet there's a basic how-to at YouTube University. You know,
maybe
because people are going to this thing. Like, I'm on not to toot my own horn, but I was on Jeff Ross's radar for like a second because he does roast the host on here, and that shows up. But I think that's because of like the algorithm or something, and that's another thing I don't understand. You know, I think it's just shareability, and it shows up when you get a certain number or you're like a hot influencer that like sells pictures of your feet on the internet. I don't know.
I wish I could do that.
What?
Oh, maybe.
Pictures?
Yeah. Like that would just be easy.
You could.
I know. I have good looking feet, but I just have more. I'm a fucking scientist, for God's sakes. We're not allowed to be sexual. It's so annoying.
Yeah, the fact that feet are even perceived as something sexual is just fucking weird. I don't know, not my bread and butter, but like it's an avenue. It's not the most glorious of avenues, but it can be done. I talked to my cousin about it, and she got $30.
Basically, there's like a period of time when you're a certain age, and whatever you encounter in that period of time, can become a sexual fetish. And I don't know more than that. That's why it's a very vague statement. But that is like the actual truth of how fetishes and shit like happen. It's like there's like a window.
Yeah.
There's like a window of time in your brain at a certain young age, which I think is really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's like stuck for life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely feel you. I mean, nothing's hitting. I got a weird thing with gypsies, because I was neighbors with one when I was a little kid, and she was into like healing crystals and like all this hippie shit. And I have like an attraction to like women who are like overly spiritual, but that breeds crazy as well, as I've learned through my experience.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
No judgments though.
Right.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
Looks
it
like
breeds
Vader.
a lot of crazy.
He might have.
But
lost
yeah,
it.
you play the message.
Yeah.
Okay, the show that you're doing right now with Jake, did you set it up in advance, or did you guys just meet and set it up now?
No, we set it up in advance. All right, next message.
It's just if the smart broadcasters, what you do is like before you go on, you know, you want to go through the rooms, see what everybody's talking about, check the temperature of the room. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he'll pop into everybody's room, and sometimes you'll see him, sometimes you won't. Depends on how long they stay.
I follow you. I get what you're saying.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh,
weird topic. Would you guys ever do OnlyFans? Like, I've been debating it And I know some people will find me attractive, but not to toot my own horn because I feel like I'm the ugliest piece of shit ever.
Oh my God,
But
don't say that, Red.
OnlyFans, so much money people are making right now. I don't know.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah,
There's a
please.
comic I know that does shoulder hair porn. There's people that are into weird shit.
Honestly, yes, I would. But like I said, because I'm like a scientist that literally cures cancer, I can't. Like, I know that sounds weird,
Would
but
that jeopardize your job? Because
you
you're in
would
you're in
think
a
hopefully
professional field.
not. Right.
Mhm.
You would think hopefully not. Because comedy hasn't jeopardized it.
Right.
But
Because comedy
I
would have by now.
oh yeah, absolutely. And everybody listens to my shit, they come to my shows, so like
Mhm.
they know, you know. But I like would love to be able to even just post like sexier pictures on Instagram and stuff. Um, just to I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm just like, you know, I feel like I'm just like a sexual person
Mhm.
and it's um I like feeling beautiful and whatever. So yeah, I would totally do it, especially for money. Um,
And
but
it's
I
not
just,
prostitution.
I mean, it's sex work.
It's sex
Prostitute,
work. Yeah,
right. It's
it's
not
a different
right.
thing. Yeah.
It's two different things. It's under the umbrella of sex work.
Mhm.
Now, you're not even have to interact with these people if you really don't want to. They send you requests for what they want. You make the video and boom, you're done. Transaction complete. You know?
And I've seen it as like, it doesn't have to be porn. Like, why can't it be like?
No.
I mean, I'm sure it can be anything, but it seems that the gravitation seems to be, sex stuff.
Of course.
OnlyFans, like, is I don't know OnlyFans. I've heard of it, and I went on a date with a girl that has an OnlyFans, and she told me like a little bit how that works. And she was like, "Oh, I want to find a guy that knows my worth." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, I'm with that." And I looked her up, and I'm like, "Oh, that's $5.99 a month."
Oh,
Yeah.
did you write that down?
Yes, that is one of that's in my repertoire.
Okay. So I'll tell you one.
Hmm.
My brother's baby mama has one, and that bitch is fucking hot. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I would definitely subscribe, you know, like for real, for real. I've seen her titties when she was breastfeeding my niece, and they were like, you know, pretty good looking. So I just haven't even, I don't even know how to like do OnlyFans or like download the app or like, I don't even know. But like, I would be like her number one fan, you know?
Oh yeah, I think it's Patreon. I think Patreon and OnlyFans kind of fall into the same tier of, like, donation based stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's what I feel like it is, because, like, I don't know, it depends on what you want. Like, there's, like you said, people will charge or whatever for a request of pictures of your feet or your butt or your
Mm-hmm.
tits or your tongue sucking a dildo or whatever the fuck it is. You
Mm-hmm.
request that. Hey, you never know what you'll find. Um, there's a guy that wants dirty socks off of my cousin. I told my cousin to buy cheap $2 Walmart socks, white socks, wear them for a couple of weeks, don't wash them, take a picture of it. Some fucking weirdo bought these socks for like $20, and she just shipped them out to him, and the address was like somewhere in Arkansas.
Oh my God.
It's a thing.
People in Arkansas are literally the worst. Like, I can't handle it. Like,
My ex
at
lives
least go for the underwear. Like, what the
there.
fuck? You know, like, at least underwear makes sense because you can, like, smell the pheromones from their
Yeah,
vagina. But,
this
like,
guy wanted dirty socks.
what? So weird. That's so fucking weird. What did he,
Anything
like,
just meant to
masturbate into the sock? Like,
I
what
have done that before.
into a dirty sock? No. Yeah,
No,
of course,
no.
like a
Well, it's your
clean
cum
sock.
socks. It's the
Right.
sock that is designated to that activity. Saves on paper towels, and it doesn't clog up your drain if you jerk off in the shower.
Do you wash it afterwards and then just use it again?
Um, I mean, it depends on how many socks I get, and I get socks a lot. I got a good deal of socks from my mom for Christmas. I love getting socks. None of them are cum socks. But,
So
like,
what? You'll just like throw them away after you've jizzed in them, or
like, let's say you lose a sock and you don't know what happened to that sock. You just got this one sock that's idle. You know what? That's my cum sock.
God, I wish. Sometimes I just wish I had a dick so I could do weird shit with it like that. You know,
Oh,
like
there is a show that you would love. It's called Puppetry of the Penis. It's
I
done-
just saw somebody posting about that the other day.
Really? So it's two guys that do dick tricks, and
Oh my god!
I watched it with notes. I took many notes, and I know how to do some of the tricks. And I can't.
Oh my god, Jake!
I can't share those tricks though because I mean, it might go in with your unsolicited show. Like, what if there's a trick called the brain? It's where you wrap your dick around your balls, and your balls look like a brain.
I've seen that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, what if a picture of that was in your unsolicited show, and like a comic would just riff about how gross that is?
I think that would be totally reasonable.
I mean, the dick pic thing, but I would definitely like say, "Hey, you want to see my piece?" And it's like a fucking like it's a balloon, like it's a sword or whatever.
It's hilarious.
I made you a balloon sword.
We have 3 messages.
Wait. You could wear a mask, and then nobody would know it was you doing OnlyFans.
Ah.
That is very true.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the best time slots, but don't tell nobody I told you. So listen.
Okay.
Now I'm East Coast, so I got to give you Eastern Standard Time.
That's fine. I'll do the calculations.
Around 6 a.m. daytime. Around 5 p.m. Evening. After midnight. Late night. Now, the things that will affect that, watch the leaderboard. You see the people at the top in the top 10. Look at them, look at their shows, and when they're coming on, you want to go on yourself like a half hour before they go on, or like you want to listen to their shows, and when they're about to wrap up, then you go on. And those lists.
Hold on.
I follow it.
Oh.
So no judgment to be needed. I in fact go on OnlyFans sometimes, and I sometimes just look at just the expensive side of OnlyFans, because yikes, these people think they're hot shit, but they're not. Like, I seen this one guy who was $30 a month. I'm just like, fuck that, and hell to the no.
$30 a month.
Know your worth. Know your worth. And to what Vader was saying,
thank you so much, Vader.
That was wonderful sound advice, and it makes sense because I mean, radio is still a heavily listened to medium, and I'll put this in the radio category. People watch morning radio, or people listen to morning radio, like when they're driving in their cars or like doing, house chores or just waking up. They listen to stuff.
Yeah. And if you think about the times that he's talking about, it's like when you wake up in the morning and you're getting ready, and then when you're getting off work, and then I don't get the late night stuff just because I feel also, and I wonder if Vader will back me up on this, the later you go, the more trolls you get too.
Oh yes, definitely on this app. I have witnessed the trolls in action on the Star Wars chat that I was listening to once, and it was like, all right, like you're gonna run into those guys that want to like throw you a curveball, but you got to be able to bite back. On trolls.
Yeah. I mean, we were trolled on Sunday at 11 a.m. Like
was it some guy was like, oh, you're ugly, yeah, you're fat, blah, 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 like just.
No, they just called us they just called us stupid fucking corny bitch hoes and bitches.
Asshole.
We're like talking about sex, so they probably hold a lot of shame in regards to their own sexual experiences.
Lots of incel vibes going on. A lot of trolls have incel vibes.
Totally incel. But also this person had like 2 different voices, so I was like very confused.
It was probably a voice actor.
Yeah, something.
Or a voice actor.
We have 2 messages.
Oh, I didn't realize that cut off, but some of those listeners may filter into your broadcast because they usually, when they know they're coming on, those are YouTubers at the top. So when their people know they're coming on, they'll usually start showing up a half hour before, and just float around until their show starts. And then after they're done, most of them just log out, but some still float around.
I
Okay,
see
I'm
ya.
gonna play.
I see ya.
Yeah,
Jeff,
I'm gonna.
Jeff Ross.
Yeah,
got
you
one?
will get
Oops.
trolls, but you can you can control that because you
Mute
can
them.
mute them. Don't mute me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out because once you mute somebody, they can't talk in your broadcast anymore. But it gets more adult at night, so that's where you'll find your raunchier topics. You never know what's coming out of my mouth, so regardless of the time of the day you see me, it doesn't matter. But
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. As a whole, it's a more of a more adult setting, and the occasional little kid floats through.
Very sound advice, man.
Well,
I am writing some key parts down as we speak because we got to learn how to navigate through this monster.
yeah,
Oh,
seriously.
it's so insightful, and it's also like a help. This is helpful like for my mental health. We've been inside all freaking for all this time.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I will get to points where I won't even want to talk to anybody, even my
Yeah.
friends. And I
The thing is
just close. I shut down.
Yeah,
So.
with the late night hour, like that's a good hour, but like I'm usually like out of gas or I'm doing something else, or I'm going to sleep. I do like my sleep, and I'm glad that I've caught up on a lot of it since this started. But I don't know, man. Everybody's got different clocks, so like East Coast time is good, but like you're 3 hours back, so like Nikki, you gotta sometimes wake up even earlier.
Yeah, but I have a dog, so that bitch wakes
Yeah,
me up
you
at the
got your
fucking crack of
puppy.
dawn.
He's so cute.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
The little baby.
I miss my dog so much. My dog lives with my mom.
Where's your mom live?
My mom lives in North Hollywood. She lives in like an Orthodox like Jewish neighborhood.
Oh shit. She's
Yeah,
like,
so
I'm in West
she's in the
Hollywood,
valley.
bro.
Oh,
I'm in West Hollywood.
yeah. My mom's just on the other side of the hill, and she has my dog, and because he's a rescue, and putting him in a cage and putting him on a plane.
Not. Oh,
I don't want to
no.
put him through that.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't.
I was getting a phone
either.
call, but I declined it.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I don't have a yard. My boy needs his yard.
Yeah, I wouldn't ever put a dog in a cage at the bottom of a plane. They will die.
No,
It will just happen. I just know it, and that might
Yeah,
be
like, the
extreme, but
dog's
I just feel like it would happen.
If I gotta travel, I'm like, hey bud, guess you're not coming with me. Sorry.
Well, I will travel in the car with her, and she comes
Yeah.
a lot of she's been on stage with me. So,
Oh yeah, I saw
yeah.
a picture of that. Is that? Do you have any bits on that, or is she just? With
Oh
you
yeah,
hanging
she
out?
is
Yeah.
the bit. She is the bit.
She
Not
is the bit.
necessarily.
That's great.
Yeah, like I have a myriad of Nick's jokes, and then her just being there enhances the experience. So it's pretty tight.
I have a bit on kids on leashes, like human children on
Uh-huh.
leashes, and I have a bit where the punchline is like, oh, is that an emotional support child? And
I used
don't know,
to be one
sometimes-
of those kids.
You were a leash kid too? No fucking way.
Yeah.
Dude, I was hooked on Ritalin and shit. My mom didn't know what to do with me. It was like cut with Fun Dip. I was like my head was buried in like fucking Pokemon cards and shit, dude. Like,
What about
wild.
Pogs? I liked Pogs better than
Pogs
Pokemon.
were cool. I didn't like
Yeah.
understand Pogs because I had a babysitter and like the older kids would play with Pogs. I was like more of a Hot Wheels like Pokemon.
Oh, definitely
cards,
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, Pokemon cards, and like I had a Game Boy too, and like a Super Nintendo, and all that stuff. It was more video games rather than toys. And I had like a Tamagotchi back then. You remember those?
Me too. Oh fuck! I had like 3 at one time and killed them all. You know.
You killed them all.
So.
You monster.
Yeah, I'm the biggest piece of shit. So let me play these messages.
Go for it.
I actually downloaded Studio because of Dan and Phil. Love them to bits. So yeah, I'm here because of Dan and Phil. And he's right, because right after I made my avatar, I was just like, oh, I want to see how things are. And I stumbled upon these two ladies who were like having at it with a troll. And I'm just like, I don't want to be here.
Who is Dan and Phil, Red
I think
Penji?
Phil. Well, Vader was referring to YouTubers, and I think this Phil person is like he's like a YouTuber guy. I don't the name of him. His YouTube name skips my mind, but I think it's the Phil that I'm thinking of. That doesn't make any sense. Too much marijuana. Something Phil of the week. Like he's some kind of like blogger guy.
Okay.
Not Phil of the future.
Oh,
He's like
hopefully
a blogger
Red
guy.
Penji will clarify. And then Red Penji, my other question, when you were talking about this 30-month OnlyFans dude, like what content is he posting that deserves $30 a month? Like he better be doing more than just like shirts off, buns out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there's got to be production value. You know, if he's making that scratch, you got to put that back into your thing, man. Like he's got to be buying props, costumes,
something.
because you put
Is he
some
like?
you put some of your own into your stuff. You know.
Well, you have to. That's
Yeah.
just a part of the game.
That's just a part of the game. Yeah.
3 messages.
Okay, one more.
Oh.
Float around, you know what I'm saying? Don't just talk to each other. You got to talk to everybody. Do shows with as many people as you can. The more people you know, the bigger your following will be.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Find some people that, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, I hate to say clout chase, but to really get yourself out there right now, because the app's been out since August, and there are a lot of people who are already pretty established. You want to find people that, you know, can help you, just like in the industry, that can help you along in what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. You're
That's a
speaking my
very
language, man. You're speaking my language. I definitely understand what you're saying, and it's in the back of our minds. You know, you've done the Oscar speech with your soap bar as the award. You know, we've all done it, and it's in the back of our heads. Like, we want to make it. We want to make money. We want to be popular. But like, you kind of have to shove that narcissist ego feeling that we all have in the back, shove it down, put it in the bottom drawer in the back, and just focus on the work, because it is work. You know, this is a job that doesn't pay, and this is helping me combat the social anxiety that I have, because talking to people it's physically and mentally exhausting for me. In person, more so. We're doing fine. We're having a good time here, and I'm loving it. And it would be a little different. You know, I would be having snacks and like chewing food because I'm just running out of energy. You know, I leave parties early. I don't hang around too long after an open mic. Like, okay, we recorded it, we did the thing, let's go. You know, I got it. There's another mic to hit. There's another place to be. I don't want to be here. But this is helping me combat that for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I actually, to Vader's point, I usually do the opposite. I try to avoid people with clout just because I don't, how do I say? I don't want them to think that about me. And I also don't want to give them that kind of like ego boost.
Yeah.
You know, like if I like walk past the famous person, like I'm just walking past the famous person. Like I'm not, not doing,
for sure.
You know,
I worked in restaurants, and I would see famous people like every now and then, and a lot of them too. There's a handful. I could name you 12, but they're with their families. I'm like, oh, cool, they exist. And if I'm within earshot, I'd be like, hey, man, love your work, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's literally it. You keep the fangirling inside.
Yeah, and that I think goes back to my whole like not, you know, not listening to other people's work and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not making much sense right now, but let me play these messages.
He's talking about amazing Phil. He is he does a pretty interesting show. I gotta admit, he's the #1 guy right now.
Really? Hey, Music Pro, I just want to shout you out. Thank you for the follow. I followed you back. If you follow Jake, he'll follow you back. If you want to send us a message with a riffing topic, we will riff on it. We're kind of going back and forth between just talking about industry, talking about comedy, and then experiences, but also a little riff in between. It's kind of gotten off topic, but yeah, come participate with us for a little bit. Okay, let
It's
me
all
play
good.
these
Oh,
messages.
this guy looks like a private school shooter.
Who? The Phil
amazing
guy?
Phil. Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice
Oh.
person, but like I'm getting private school shooter vibes. I'm just joking. Just
Private
joking.
school shooter. All right, let me play this.
Yeah.
Okay, so how dare you, uncultured swines? I was kidding. But Dan and Phil are actually really well-known YouTubers. They are based in London, and have been around YouTube since like the very beginning. And they're just so awesome. I would recommend them. They're so cool. Please watch them.
All right, next message.
I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean, following around and, begging for conversations. Just, pop in and like
Yeah.
I'm doing with you, just, talk back and forth. And if they like what you're saying, they'll say, "Hey, let's do a talk." They'll hit you up.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's everybody on stereo is super cool. Don't be nervous about talking to anybody and stuff. It's good times out here, for real.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vader. Man, your insight. You are the guru. You're my guru right now. Namaste, sir.
Yeah. Vader's fucking cool. He came in on the riffing, me and Jacob's last riffing. And him and Jacob actually really connected because of Star Wars. Because Jacob fucking knew what his handle meant, like Vader 66. Like Jacob knew exactly what that meant in the Star Wars reference.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then Red Penji, I was just gonna say that what do they talk about? Like, I'm not like, do they just go like live on YouTube? Like YouTubers? Like I'm confused because like we have like YouTubers and then we
I'm
have
looking at his
like
channel right now, and this is a guy. Because I don't want the volume to like cross over. It just looks like a couple of dudes that just do funny shit. They do funny sketches.
Oh, okay.
Reviews of various products that the guy like might be sponsored by. Like how like you'll have to read ads one day, and like he probably makes most of his money doing ad revenue. And that's where he gets a lot of his traffic, and that's what like that's a lot of the game is like ad revenue, and like what Vader was saying, like steel sharpens steel, man. This is how the world works, and we're comics. We're not good at editing. This guy looks like he's really good at editing. There's a lot.
Well, he's been
like
doing it for a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time. So he's got 4 million subscribers. This dude, yeah, he's been in the game for a while.
Wow.
Shoot, good on you, man. Oh,
Any riffing topics?
I got one.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing about winter?
Oh my fucking god, I fucking hate winter. There is literally nothing that is my favorite. Like the fucking alligator skin drives me nuts. The like fucking sweating hot and cold, like getting out of the shower and like being fucking freezing. Like when I go to shave my legs, but I have goosebump and then I just fucking shave my skin right off. Like this shit.
No.
Yeah. No, I mean, you do that once in the beginning of your life and then you never do it again. But like seriously, winter fucking sucks.
Yeah, I don't like winter either. And I moved to a place where it snows.
I came from a place where it snows. And
oh God,
I won't visit anywhere. I said I'm not even fucking driving to Austin until the spring because I don't like ice driving in cold, and like then it tells you like your car's like, oh, it's like the road is freezing, like it'll show you like the temperature.
It's hard to tell by looking at it, especially if the road is like
scary.
Black.
Exactly. Like there's nothing good about winter. The only reason we have all the bullshit ass holidays is to keep our fucking mental wellness like up, and like pushes us through.
Everything around us is dying. The leaves
dead.
are falling. It's just death and cold, and like it's time to hide for a while. One plus I would give it is layering and insulation, because I have a heater and stuff, but I'm trying to save. And so I'm literally wearing my jacket and a long sleeve shirt in my apartment, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, totally.
I'm fine with that. And plus, if you get too hot, you can just remove clothes. In the summer, you can only wear so much.
Right.
You know, it has its pros and cons. I don't like. I mean, this winter in particular has not been fun. This is my first snow in 10 years. I lived in New York for a little bit, and like that was fun. But now I like live in it now, and I'm just ugh. I'm not a snow guy. I don't like the powder.
Yeah, I came from Baltimore,
Ah,
and
East Coast girl.
um, and before that, before I was like living around Baltimore and shit, I had to grow up on a fucking farm, and my dad's driveway was like, I don't know, like 250 feet long. So I just like remember him having to shovel that every year, and I would just be like, dude, like what the fuck, like why would you do this to yourself? Like why are we here? Like this is the
it's
worst.
a chore. It's a chore to leave. Like your car's covered in snow, and you got to get all the fucking snow out so you can drive. Like it's. I mean, it's the East Coast. I think builds tougher people.
Yeah.
You know, with like the seasons and all that. And I grew up a city boy in California. You know, winter that's not really a thing. It's pilot season and summer. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had to turn on my heat yet, and I probably won't. They have the oldest fucking heaters in LA. I swear, I've never seen this bullshit. It's fucking some weird ass gas thing that you light whenever you need to be like warm, and it's just like so flimsy. What?
Get a space heater. It's basically the same thing, but you can like
Yeah,
it and plug it in somewhere else.
it's an electric one. Yeah, I've been like looking into like ones that look like fireplaces.
Yeah. Yeah, my cousin has one in her garage. It looks very nice, but it's like fake fire, so it's kind of like whatever, you know. But it's for the
Right.
look. It's for the look.
Yeah. It's just a comfy, you know. So, all right, we got a message.
I am actually quite the opposite. I do love winter. I just love it because it's like I love the cold. I'm an introvert. I love the cold so much. And when you guys mentioned death, I'm just like, yes, I love death. Not like in a weird sense, but just it's kind of refreshing after winter. And it's just like, I can finally breathe, and that's just me.
I mean, that's why I like fall, because you get to watch everything die versus like winter. Everything is just dead. I know, right? But it's such a beautiful death if you think about it. And I don't know. I have an obsession with death myself just because of my life experiences. So I don't think that it's dark at all. I enjoy talking about it.
Well, it's part of life. It's the yin to the yang. You know, we need death, and it's not like it makes me weird, but not in a let's have this make sense. I'm a little weird about death that I'm so more open about it. People like cry a lot when someone like close to them dies, and I'm just like, well, because it's been on my mind for months. My cousin had to deal with someone who was terminal, and they had to put her in hospice for like a couple months, and it was like we're watching this person die, and it was it was sad. You let it happen, but like, and my coping mechanism is to joke about death. And be like the light in the room. My cousin would punch me in the shoulder. I'm like, oh, what if she doesn't finish knitting that sweater? Is her ghost gonna like come knit the sweater? Ooh, and I'm like being an asshole. And,
I can.
And the person in question was laughing about it too.
I've had both kinds of death experiences. I've had very sudden, and then I've also had the hospice care, and the hospicey ones were my grandparents, and I got so many fucking jokes out of that shit. Like I remember the day that my grandma died, I had a show, and we had been waiting for her to die, because like you get to a point when
it's on
there's somebody when you love them, you're just like, Jesus Christ, fucking die already. Like for both of us. Like, I hate driving this far, but also like, look at you. You just need to go, Just get out of here already. But
He's like, I want
you
to
know,
go
I love
weed
you,
in
but
the house now. Like, come on.
right. But I remember being like, you know, obviously crying, and I like said goodbye to her or whatever. And then I was like, all right, well, I got to go do this show. And like on my way to the show, I had this premise about some old person in my family passing on the cure for the hangover in my family. And basically, it's like the three things for the hangover are the water. It's what? It's water, weed, and then wiener. Water, weed, and
Nice.
wiener. That's like the three things that you need to get over a hangover. And then I went on after that. That wasn't even the real punch. The punch was, so I have the water and the weed. Does anybody out there have the wiener? And
Nice.
then I said, because I do have that grandma just died pussy. So
Oh my God, that's great.
killed. It fucking killed so hard.
That's
so
great.
hard. It was
That's
like
the
my
best
favorite. And
Grandma.
I knew my grandma just died pussy.
It's like, I'm easy right now. Come on.
Well, you know, it was just somehow it just happened, and it was brilliant in that
was
moment.
your last name also pronounced wrong when you went up?
No.
'Cause,
Luckily.
the homegirl Christy was telling me about like, oh, like this girl Nikki, she's funny and all that, and I looked at her last name and went like, Fucks? No,
Yeah.
that's not how it's said. I'm wrong.
I know. Yes.
Fuchs? Is it how it's phonetically spelled here?
Fuchs. Yep, exactly.
Fuchs? Yeah. Oh, so
Yep.
so is that kind of like, because I get the Jake from State Farm thing, and I'm like, oh, you're so fucking original. Like, someone says,
Yeah, you just get
wrong.
old. Yeah, you just, I mean, I've been getting the fucks thing since I was 0. Jake from State Farm has been like, I don't know, the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, not that old.
Yeah, so I have like a natural comeback to that, which is like when somebody says, "Oh, Nicki Fuchs," I'm like, "Yeah, not you, bitch," you know,
Not
just
me.
just to zing them right there. Oh,
God,
let's play this
when
message.
you were 8 and like another 8-year-old would say that, I'm like, oh my God, these kids are learning early.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by the time I was like 9 or 10, I had seen porn. So definitely, yeah. So we knew that word. All right, let me play this message.
Death is so interesting to me because I myself am a writer and I like killing off my characters. So, yeah, it's just with me with death. It's just like, I don't know. It has a weird grip on me, and it's just like everywhere I go, it's just, oh no, that doesn't sound great either.
Okay, Grim Reaper.
Right? Everywhere you go, somebody dies.
Don't stand so close to me.
What are you, basically the super spreader of COVID-19?
Yeah,
Did you kill all 350,000 people?
There's beauty in death. You know, kill your babies. You know, at funerals, there's flowers involved and shit. You know, there's food, there's booze, it's a whole mess of stuff. My aunt got in an accident years ago, and her husband died, and like it brought us closer. You know, it was kind of a good thing.
Yeah. It's just so mystical and mysterious, and there's just so much. You have so many questions. You have so many thoughts and questions.
Oh yeah, that begs the big question: where do we go? You know, that whole. Did you see Pixar, the Soul movie?
Yes.
Oh.
My take on that was it literally gave every comedian a fucking cry. Every comedian, I saw so many comedians post about it, and they all were like, "Oh my God, it was so good. It made me cry so hard." And I'm like, yeah, bitch, because it basically made you realize that maybe comedy isn't what your fucking sole purpose is, motherfucker. God. You know?
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, no,
it gave you some relief.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I cried like 3 times. Like, oh, maybe comedy's not my thing. You know, I don't know, man. I definitely get affirmations, but like, if you have something to live for, like that was kind of the message I got. If you have something to live for, you know, do it. And people who battled like depression find that difficult. Like, and someone that battles it often, you know, as long as you remind yourself what you're you're here to do, or what you perceive that you're here to do, then you'll live a full, fulfilling life and all that. And it was very like it was very nice. But
Yeah.
can the African American character be African American and not be like another like fucking transformation kind of thing? Like there was like stuff that my inner anarchist was like, why is it like this? Why is it like that? There's yeah, it's there's
Well,
all that shit. But I was like just trying to watch the fucking movie and enjoy it for once.
yeah, and I, of course, the white kid in the movie too was like a whole thing for a lot of people. Why couldn't
Yeah.
that person have just been black? Like, seriously, just
Mhm.
fucking think about it. Just like be a little more inclusive. At this point in the game, everybody in that movie could have been black and everybody would have been just fine.
It would have been fun.
It didn't make sense. That to me didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Hollywood's doing the whole like diversity for the sake of being diverse, and like you're missing the point. Like,
right.
like why can't we all just be like, good to each other, and that's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a fucking
Yeah.
thing, but it is.
It is a thing.
Yeah.
And I think on that, I need to get off of here. We've been talking for literally an hour and 45 minutes.
That's a podcast, bro.
That is a podcast, dude.
That's a podcast.
But yeah, I had a really good time. Thank you, Red
Same, man.
Penchy, for like really being listening this whole time and opening up to us. I followed you back, so if you want to do a chat with either me or Jake, just let us know.
Yeah, I'm down,
we're also
dude.
on Instagram. Yeah. So if you want to follow us on there, we'll follow you back too. And then I'm assuming Jake and I will probably do another one of these soon.
Yeah,
so.
sometime soon.
Yeah.
Until we get, what's the word? Syndicated? I'm joking.
Hopefully.
It's been good, Nikki. It's been great.
All right. Yeah, it's been really good.
Right,
good chats.
Sometime soon.
Yes. All right. Bye, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye, guys. See ya.